insight you have into kind of what credit unions are looking for, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of wish that somebody, like, I had the opportunity to listen to someone like you when I was just starting out in credit unions, right? To be able to say, because who knew? I mean, I started as a collector. Who knew I was going to be the CEO of a
Oh,
fintech,
wow.
right?
Yeah.
So
What a growth
I
journey.
told you that book was the best investment I ever made.
Mm-hmm.
That $40 teach yourself Java book, right?
That's awesome.
So, but but like, how do we get this message around desired skill sets, career pathing? Like, how do we get that to entry level folks who are just starting out?
Yeah, that's a great question. And actually, I have a colleague, Sierra Lavelle, who is this incredibly talented young professional. And she actually raised that question with us a couple weeks ago
Mm-hmm.
about, like, what do we do? Because there's so much great young talent
Mm-hmm.
that just needs that, like, kind of like pull an obstacle or two out of their way for them, or show
Yeah.
them how to remove those obstacles, and they'll really
Right.
excel. And so, I'm hopeful that we have a group of, I think credit unions do a great job with young professionals through things like the cooperative trust. So many leagues have young professional networks that they
Yep.
have.
Yeah.
And so I'm hopeful that those types of programs are getting information out where
Right.
young folks can go, listen to podcasts, read articles,
Yes.
and then reach out to people. I think we have a very gracious industry. I
Yeah.
think, we all choose this people helping people industry because we love people for the most
Right.
part. And
Yeah.
so I think, what I maybe wish I would have known earlier in my career was that
Mm-hmm.
if I had emailed Bill Cheney and asked him for at that time,
Yep.
and
Yep.
asked
Yeah.
him for 10 minutes of his time or 3 tips on what I
Yep.
should do, he would have
Yeah.
given that to me. But at the
Yeah.
time, I wouldn't have, then he was like the California League president. Like,
Right.
I wouldn't
Right.
have thought he would have had time for me to,
Right.
and now that I know him and I know our industry leaders,
Right.
I'm 100% sure he would have made that time for
Oh, yeah.
that type of request to come. And I think that often when we are younger and newer in our career, we
Mm-hmm.
look at people and think, oh, well, that person would never, give me that
Yeah.
investment. But I
Yeah.
think so many of our leaders would love to give 30 minutes of just
Yeah.
kind of insights into it,
Yeah.
that then somebody would be able to take and kind of, just as you said, go, oh, okay, I understand this thing I didn't know before, and these are the next steps I
Yeah.
can take to move forward. We're watching this consolidation in the industry right now, and a lot of it is smaller credit unions saying, well, nobody's going to want to be our CEO. We've had the same CEO for 30
Right.
years or 40 years, and we'll
Right.
never replace that person. And I know so many, young branch managers out there who
Mm-hmm.
would absolutely take on the leadership of a $30 million credit union for that
Yep.
chance to be the CEO, and who would do it, with vengeance, and it
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
But the young professional doesn't necessarily know how to do that,
That's
and
right.
the established board doesn't necessarily know how to hire that. So
Yeah.
I'm hopeful we can come up with some ways to make those pathways a little clearer too.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good. That we see sometimes the conversations where CEOs go in and they meet the new crop of recruits, right, who are coming in. You're like, hi, welcome, I'm the CEO. Tell me a little bit. And one of the people will say, well, how do I get your job, right? It's like, it's day one.
And
Maybe learn
that's the one the
business
CEO
first.
should be having like a quarterly lunch with, though, or
That's
something.
right.
Because it's
That's
like,
right.
well, there's a couple of steps between now and when that happens,
Yeah.
but like, let's show you what those steps are.
But you're starting
take
with the
you through
right
it.
energy.
So, yeah, right. Yes. I'm going to start using that one. You're starting with the right energy.
Yeah, you're starting with the right
So,
energy, though.